Hey there, this is Shay, and I'm going to share with you a training session on probing questions. And the answers that you're going to get from these 15 probing questions that I use with every single client is going to give you a wealth of information on how to leverage the Beachbody products that we offer with their needs in particular. One of the things we do so often is we want to tell, and we're not really meeting the needs or the desires of what that person truly wants. So without having that information, we're trying too hard to sell and not meet needs. So there's 15 questions. I don't necessarily use all 15 of these questions. It depends on the person, but I'm going to go over all 15 of them and then share with you things you want to look for in these questions and why they're not random, but that they're very helpful. Okay, the first question number 1, tell me what you're trying to accomplish. That's a great open-ended question. That question, the answer to that is going to tell you whether they want weight loss, to tone up, to get in more shape. Maybe they want to lower their cholesterol. Maybe they're happy with the physique that they're in and they're looking for more health benefits because their doctor said, hey, you need to get your cholesterol lowered. Tell me what you want to accomplish, okay? That's question number 1. What have you tried in the past? What did you dislike or like about the program? That's important because, they may have done something in the past that they absolutely love or have hated. Without having that information of knowing what they enjoyed, you're not going to know what program that's going to suit them best. So that is a very important question. The answer is very important. And deciding what kind of program is going to be best suited for them. Why did that fail? So often I'll have people that'll say, oh, I did such and I loved it and I lost weight, I lost 30 pounds, I was in great shape. Okay, but then I'm thinking in the back of my mind, if it's so great, why are you sitting here in front of me? Why aren't you still doing that? Okay, you don't say that, of course, but ask them. So why did that fail? Why did that not work out for you? What are you looking for that's different? Okay? Tell me about your support system. That's a great question because we know, so many people don't have support. 80% of people fail the program that they choose, not because of the quality of the program, but because of lack of support. If people aren't held accountable and have a cheering team and feel like they're going through the process with somebody, they give up. They fall off the wagon on the weekend and Monday morning comes around and they don't get back on. That is such a key question because you want to find out how much their support is, and even if they have little support, is that support going to be a positive influence or is that support going to be a sabotaging scenario? So it could be at home, it could be at work, it could be of the entire family unit or their social circle. Tell me about what kind of support you have is a question that is going to bring out answers from the heart, and it's going to expose some of their weaknesses. That answer is also going to help leverage you later when you talk to them about the support groups and what we offer. Okay? What are your food addictions? Tell me about certain behaviors when you reach for food at night or in the morning, or what kind of cravings do you have? Tell me about some of the foods you love. What are your addictions? It's conversational. Everybody has them. For me, it's chips. But you're going to find some gems in this answer because it's going to show you some of their behaviors and their weaknesses, which will later help you leverage some of the support, teach you how to coach them, know what kind of things they're reaching for. I had one guy answer to me, ice cream. I was excited that he said ice cream because I'm thinking, oh my God, Shakeology is going to be great. We'll just replace eating ice cream every night to drinking Shakeology. And it was a perfect transition. I didn't blurt that out at the time, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, that's a good weakness for him because I have a solution for that. If they're having cravings, we all know, and I explained this to them later in the conversation, but cravings are a direct result of not getting enough nutrients. So when their body is screaming for proper nutrition, even though they may fill that stomach hole with volume, if there's no nutrition in that volume, their brain still says, feed me, I'm hungry, and they have cravings for food because their body is telling them to go seek out nutrition. And we're just filling our bodies up with empty calories. So that is a very important thing to find out from people, are the types of cravings and when they have these cravings, because it's a direct correlation of not getting nutrition. And when you know they're not getting nutrition, you can segue later into getting 100% exactly what their body needs in nutrition by adding Shakeology. Okay? So that is what that question will give you and the type of answers you're going to be able to use. Tell me about your water intake. Most people know, I know I need to drink water, I need to drink more water. But that's something that you know is going to help them be successful. Find out, give them solutions how they can get more water in. I tell people sometimes, carry a bottle around and you can put 3 rubber bands around it and fill it up 3 times. Every time you drink a full bottle, put the rubber band down. Drink another one, put the rubber band down. At the end of the day, you've drank your 3 bottles, like a little game, but it's a mental note to keep you to reminding yourself to drink water. I think I tell people try and drink most of your water, drink between 8 and 2 and then between 2 and 6. And I suggest not drinking water after 7:30, 8 o'clock at night because it's so important that they rest and that they sleep. And if they're getting up 2-3 times a night to go to the bathroom, then of course their sleep's going to be interrupted. So I tell them to try to get it all in before 7:30 at night. Okay? Share with me, this is going to be a long one. I usually ask this one towards the end. Share with me from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed, what a typical day looks like for you. And this is important. You got to shut up after you say this because they're going to go on for 20 minutes. They're going to tell you, well, I know what I'm supposed to eat, and I usually eat well, but I don't, and blah, blah, blah. And they're going to go off on all these things. But listen very carefully to all of their answers. Most people will say they start up, they skip breakfast. Don't interrupt them. Just let them go. I skip breakfast, I drink coffee, then I usually eat at about 11 or 12 o'clock, and then I'm starving, and I have this and that. Then at about 2 o'clock, I probably get a coffee. What do you put in your coffee? Oh, well, I put in cream, sugar, or whatever, or I get a Red Bull or whatever. You already know now. That tells you, what are they doing in the middle of the afternoon? They're crashing. So, note to self. You also know that now they're making their body fast from dinner time the night before, through the evening, all night, all through the next morning. And I asked them later, I said, what do you think you're telling your body if you're basically fasting for 12 hours straight? Your body's going to slow down. Your body's going to say, whoa, slow down. I'm not getting enough nutrition. Everything, just conserve what we've got. And you're slowing your metabolism down. You explain that to them and they're like, oh, shit. I don't want to do that. So breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Even if it's just 100 calories, get something in their body that morning, which is a great leverage to Shakeology because they may say, I don't have time in the morning to make breakfast or eat breakfast. Why not start your day and front load it with frickin' the powerhouse of nutrition? So anyway, back to their regular day. Then they're going to tell you what they eat at night, what kinds of foods they typically eat. If they say they eat chicken, how do you make your chicken? They eat veggies. How many veggies do you make? How much of your plate is veggies? What do you put on the vegetables? Ask these questions because they're going to give you basic answers. But if you have a bowl of broccoli, if it's doused in butter and cheese and all that, people think, oh, I had broccoli, I did great. And you're thinking, you just loaded tons of fat on top of it. So ask questions. Constantly ask questions and details. It's the gravy is in the details. All right. And then they go to bed. And then people sometimes say they've got cravings at night while they're watching TV and blah, 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 blah. So they've told you all that. So you have a mental picture now of their struggles, their support, how their day looks, how busy they are, what their thought process is. Then you ask them, and you don't have to ask them in this order. This is actually a very random order. Where are you going to fit your workout in every day? So you see yourself working out, you want to get in shape. Where's that going to fit for you? And that is important because that tells me if they've actually thought through the process enough to commit themselves. We can all find time to work out, but if they really haven't given it much thought, I'm not fully convinced that they're ready for the process. And then I have other people that will say, I'm going to have to do it in the morning. I just realized I'm going to have to get up 45 minutes early every morning. So if they don't know where they're going to work out in their day, then I offer to find time for them. Where can we create more time? Can you delegate tasks to your teenagers to do? Can you pre-plan some of your meals so that you free up 20 minutes of your morning? Where can we create more time in the day, either delegating or doing other things so that you can create the time and find it to work out? So asking them, where do you see yourself doing this? Visualization is a huge part of this process. So they have to see themselves getting up and it working in their lifestyle. It can't just be, oh, I'll just do it at random times whenever the wind blows and it feels right. They'll fail. They have to be accountable for a generalized time of day that's their time to work out. What challenges do you face? Some people, it's time, knowledge, support. There's a lot of information in this answer. So asking them what challenges they face. They may have had a knee surgery. They may have a heart condition. They may have other challenges that we aren't even aware of. Let them share that with you, because some of those challenges we can come up with solutions for to help them get through that process. What injuries do you have? That's similar to what challenges you have, but it's obviously more of a physical directive question. How are you at planning your meals? They may say, I'm awful, or I'm great, or whatever. I suggest to every single person on Sunday, go buy everything in bulk, wash it all at once, have the family help out, make a big assembly line, and buy the little Ziploc containers and set them aside and make your salads and make your chicken, bake it all at once, and at least make 3 or 4 days worth of food for yourself. So all you've got to do is grab it out of the refrigerator and go. If it's for your entire family, that's fine too. Just have a plan and a direction with where you're going with your family meals. Don't make it random every single night. It's the random knee-jerk stuff that creates problems, because when you're hungry, and I know when I'm hungry, I don't think straight, and I'm grouchy, and I just need to get something in my system so that I'm not grouchy anymore, and I'll put whatever in I can find. So I think as long as I can alleviate that for me and keep things around that are healthy choices that are easy, I'm less apt to fail. So having them plan their meals and understanding that's going to be part of the process is a huge key. Do you know where you should be calorie-wise? Some people have no idea even what calories are, and other people know exactly where they should be. But that's one thing I do for every single one of my clients, is find out where their caloric needs should be on a daily basis. How much sleep do you get a night? Rest is huge. If they're overtired and aren't getting enough rest, their bodies aren't going to function. That's one of the main key components in success, is getting enough rest. So talk to them about their sleep and how they can get a good 6, 8, 9, whatever hours they need for their personal needs done every single night. Do you drink caffeine, take vitamins, medications? I asked a lady last night if she took vitamins. She tells me she takes all these vitamins, blah, 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 blah. So later on, when I'm talking to her about Shakeology, I said, you know, all that stuff you do with your vitamins, you don't need to do that. You have vitamins in Shakeology. So why not kill 2 birds with one stone? Actually, more than that. You've got a meal replacement. You've got all these superfoods that meet your cravings and your nutritional needs. And you've got the meal replacement and vitamins all in one thing. That makes it a heck of a lot easier. What family history of disease concerns you? I'm going to tell you, a lot of people over the age of 40, they have a family history of diabetes, heart disease, all sorts of things that are degenerative and can be prevented just through proper health. So finding out those answers. One thing I would stray away from is saying that Shakeology will do something. You can't promise anything, you know. You can't say it will lower your cholesterol. But you can say, you know what, in my experience, it has been shown that every person that has drank Shakeology it's lowered their cholesterol. Or, you know, there's a correlation between drinking Shakeology and cholesterol reductions. You just want to be careful about over-promising something to a particular person. But if they say something like that, you know, it is. There were clinical trials that Shakeology was shown to reduce cholesterol by 30%. So that's going to give you some good information. The last thing I ask them after we've gone through everything is I'll say, okay, you know, this is what I provide. You need a workout program. I've got a couple suggestions for you, blah, blah, blah. This is why Shakeology is great. You know, we just talked about, you know, you're taking vitamins. The reason why you're tired and you're having cravings is this. You're too busy to make meals, you know, so it's great. It takes 2 minutes to make in the morning. You can take it and go in your car. All the little things that they have told you where you can see where Shakeology is going to fit into their lifestyle and what they need is where you wrap it up. What this means to you. It's called the WIFM. Tell them what all this means to them based on everything they've told you. How is it a solution for all this stuff that they've got going on in their life? You don't have to worry about driving to the gym. It's cold where you live. You don't have to go outside when it's cold or rainy or any of that. You've got a gym at your house anytime, any day, in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to be embarrassed to go anywhere, buy any fancy clothes. The program is yours to keep forever. You go on vacation, you pack it in your suitcase. You can do every single program with resistance bands if you need to. You're not going to get that anywhere. You typically, when's the last time you went to the grocery store and bought a month's worth of lunch? Do you think that far ahead? Okay, I need to buy lunch. I'll just buy the next 30 days worth of lunch. Nobody does that. But if you did, what do you think that would cost? Anywhere between $4 and $6 a meal for the entire month? Probably cost you a lot. That's essentially what you're doing with Shakeology. You're buying a month worth of your meals at once. So when you look at it like that, it's not really that much money. It's just that you're front-ending all of your meals for that month. And they're super easy. Here's another thing. 80% of this whole process relies on nutrition. That's what most people struggle with, nutrition. You don't have to work out. You do have to eat. And if you're not putting the right stuff in your body or you're confused about what's right and what's wrong, I'm going to tell you right now, Shakeology makes it super easy because at least that one meal is perfect and it's easy and you don't have to think about it. And it's really good. Shakeology makes the whole process easier. Now, are you going to lose weight if you don't drink Shakeology? Yeah, of course you are. But you're also going to be cutting calories, so you're going to be tired. You're not going to be getting the kind of nutrition you need. You aren't going to be recovering as quickly because you're not fueling your body with exactly what it needs. You saturate yourself with what's in Shakeology and you are going to feel better. You're going to have more energy. You're going to get through those workouts. Your digestion's going to be better. Everything's going to start running the way it should be. So you're going to be more active and want to do more. And guess what? Lose weight. So weight loss is a byproduct of good health. You take care of yourself and you're going to have great health long term. This isn't something that you're going to be dependent on and need. This is a great tool that will get you through a lifestyle change. Like me, I'll drink Shakeology the rest of my life. There's nothing else that makes it so easy for me. Even if I have a bad day, at least I know that one meal was perfect. Time, that's another thing. Of course, it takes 2 minutes to make it. Having energy, don't let them skip breakfast. Have their family help with the preparations. I do the BMR and the Harriş Benedict Arnold for every single one of my clients. If you don't know what that is, you can message me. BMR and Harriş Benedict. Cardio and resistance. I ask them what type of exercises they like. And they mostly will tell me, God, I'll do 30 minutes of cardio, an hour of cardio, blah, 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 blah. You know what? I tell them, I'm not a fan of cardio. I'm not. Cardio's fine as an additive to your workout. Resistance training is where it matters. Why? Number one, you do cardio for 30 minutes. Let's say the machine says you burn 250 calories, right? 250 calories. So an hour later after doing cardio, you're starving and you're like, oh, I gotta eat, I'm so hungry. And then you end up eating 500 calories. And so really, what's the point? You just undid what you did, right? This is where weights are different. You do weights, you may only burn 80 calories in that 30 minutes, but because you're tearing down that muscle fiber, and our bodies are smart, it needs to repair itself. It immediately starts thinking, I need to repair, I need to repair, I need to repair. So for the next 48 hours, when you're like, I can't move, I'm so sore, I can't move, that's your body repairing itself, working all that lactic acid through. What it's doing in that repair mode, burning calories, raising your metabolism, speeding everything up. And then you work out again the next day with a different muscle group, boom, it happens again. Then you do it again. Over time, your body gets stronger, those muscles repair, you keep challenging it, and your metabolism ultimately goes higher and higher. Muscles burn calories. When's the last time you saw a muscular anorexic person? You don't. There's no such thing. You need muscles to burn the fat. So keep working out and stress the importance of their workouts. So I always tell people you want to make sure you're getting the weights in, and then you can add cardio afterwards. But weights are important because you'll burn more calories when you have muscle. You get an afterburn effect because now you're burning calories for the next 48 hours after your workout. And when people age, I figured this out with my knee. You're walking around, if your muscles aren't strong, if your physical structure isn't strong because you have weak muscles, you step on something wrong, you roll your ankle, boom, you throw your knee out, you throw your ankle out, your hip out, and people get hurt constantly, needlessly, because their muscles aren't there to absorb any torque of day-to-day things. So what happens is you have these ligaments now with no muscle that they get pushed a little bit and they rip, and now you've got a knee injury, great, or an ankle injury. But when you build those muscles up around your joints and you're strong, you can absorb injury and torque and be stronger. So you're a lot less prone to injury as you age and everything gets weaker. Keep those muscles strong. So that's what another thing I say, you need to do resistance training. And the reason why the Beachbody videos are brilliant with resistance training is most people don't know what to do. I know I would go to the gym and I'd kind of do bicep curls and some overhead things, and then I don't know enough of the different things to do and I don't really care. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. That's the beauty of the Beachbody programs. You just stick it in and you do what it tells you to do that day, and then the next day you do something else, and shoot, 3 weeks later, it's like you hear there's the progress. You just follow directions. You don't have to be brilliant. You just watch what they do. So that makes it super easy when building muscle. And then if you want to do cardio, go walk with your girlfriends, ride bikes with your kids, go hike a mountain, whatever it is you want to do in addition to doing resistance. Tell them about fiber. A lot of people don't get enough fiber. It's funny because you'll hear all these women, they'll take all these pills to suppress their appetite and they make them all jittery and Fiber is nature's appetite suppressant. Women should have 25 grams of fiber a day. So adding fiber to the Shakeology will help keep them full and satisfied longer. The tricky thing with fiber is if you add it all on too much, it's like eating all those beans at once. It's like you get majorly bloated and it hurts. Fiber, you have to titrate up slowly, up to 25. But if they're telling you that they're hungry all the time, these calories I'm eating, or at the shake, I'm like hungry 20 minutes later or whatever, have them add fiber to their diet. The Shakeology Fiber Boost that Beachbody offers is great. It's 5 different types of fiber. All of them are absorbed differently in the system, so it works amazing because your body doesn't think it's just an overdose of fiber. They all are absorbed differently. It'll help keep you full longer. So fiber is your friend, and I really stress that to them as far as appetite suppression. Calorie cycling is something else I talk to them about. That goes along with the BMR and the Harriş Benedict. I can tell you more about that later if you want to ask me, but that's something I set up for every person as well, so they know exactly where their calories are and that they don't plateau, so they're cycling their calories. So finally, I ask them at the end. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. I don't go over every single thing, one of those things. That's kind of a soup to nuts, everything I talk about. But ask them. So, with everything we've gone over this, that, your time, your support, why it's important to do resistance training, your lack of nutrition, where you struggle, why you're having cravings at night, and you're cheating, and so on and so forth. You're concerned about your family history and cholesterol. With everything we've talked about, tell me, what are your thoughts? And stop talking. That silence in between is golden because it gives them time to process and sit there. If it takes 3 minutes of silence, sit there and let them process the information. They'll either come back to you and they'll be like, well, yeah, I got to think about it or talk it over with my husband. But if you've done your diligence and you've asked all the right questions and then tied their answers into solutions that make sense, they're going to come back and you've not had to sell them anything. You've given them solutions that make sense. And you can't just give someone solutions until you know what the problems are. So that's why the gravy is in the questioning and the probing and finding information out about that particular person's habits, needs, and desires. And it builds a relationship in the process. So, what are your thoughts? And they can ask you, well, how much does it cost? And the thing with this, health is very, very personal. If they've come to you asking for help and you've gone through all of this, you need to be seamless. You can't waver and think, gosh, I don't know, and I'm not sure, and you're the expert, and they're going to look at you if you answer like that, and they're going to think, I'm putting my faith in you, and you don't even know the answer. How confident would you be in somebody? You've got to be seamless. It's so important to train yourself, know everything you can about Shakeology, some great training videos I've done on Shakeology, know your customer, and be brilliant with solutions and tie all the solutions into what Beachbody has to offer as far as our support groups, what Shakeology can do for them, teach them, educate them, tie it all in together. We have everything that they need. We've got the best fitness programs ever. There's nothing like Shakeology. I'm not going to go into that. Nothing like Shakeology. And nobody has the kind of support that we have with our challenge groups. And they have you. Don't underestimate your value. You are a phenomenal value that they will not get anywhere else. So when it comes to price, let's say it's Chalene Extreme, $180. That's it? You know how much people pay for Weight Watchers and foods and all these programs and gym memberships, and dear God, $180. What are they getting for that $180? A month worth of meals that they'd be buying anyway because it's replacing a meal. It's not in addition to. So they're going to be getting a month worth of meals that they'd be putting money into anyway. They're getting a program that they're going to keep forever and ever, the rest of their life. It's not like a membership that's going to run out or the program has to be sent back. They keep it forever. And a month worth of meals for $180. Seriously? That's cheap. And then every month thereafter, Shakeology is $119. That's $4 a day. Big deal. Big deal. It's not a lot of money for your health and the ease and everything and all the convenience it provides for that person. And if you get a feeling that there's somebody that may want to be, even if they're committing for 12 weeks, say, look, commit to it for 12 weeks. Trust the process. I will be there for you for 12 weeks. Trust this process. You may want to sign them on as a coach and say, you know what? Start this process as a coach. Start your transformation where you're already leading others because it helps hold yourself accountable. And when people start noticing your difference and your changing and your attitude and your physical demeanor changing, you can now lead them. So why not start this journey as a coach? Because you have nothing to lose, nothing to risk. You can cancel at any time if you want. So then your Shakeology for the next month's $90. Simple, simple. Be seamless. Don't be insecure. Don't think you didn't say something like you're not quite sure. Own it. Know what we have is phenomenal. Understand the products and offer real, valid solutions to people that make sense to their particular lifestyle. And that's it. Hope that helps.